So welcome to everyone. Thanks very much for coming to this very special and memorable day for ourselves and Stephen and Janet and obviously Gary and Rebecca. And to think it's 2 years now since Gary asked Rebecca to marry him, and prior to that asking me if he could have her, which obviously was a no-brainer at the time. And so he's now got responsibility for it. I initially made some inquiries with contacts I had in Leeds of what he was like in the local police station, and they said he was never any problem to them when he stepped the night. She's a typical girl from, as she calls it, the Isle. Is that right? Izzle? Or Izzle? I don't understand all this young stuff. And she does take after her mother in many ways. They're both very good in the house, hard working, and if you use the right tone of voice, they'll do as you're told, won't they? But it's the garlic bread that lets them down.
I always burn it.
It's always burnt, and I think, Gary, you had burnt garlic bread the other night. You enjoyed it, good.
Becca and I have known each other since we were 4 years old. So we met in Mrs. Twisel's reception class. From reception, from year one, Becca and I stayed really close. So we were close all through school, all through university. We moved to different cities, and even now when we live over 200 miles apart from each other, we still stay close. And Becca, I hope you forgive me for being a traitor and moving further and further down south. So Becca and I have had many weird and wonderful hobbies and interests over the years. Some of those, Becca, I couldn't quite get on board with, like your massive Gareth Gates obsession. So I am talking Gareth Gates pencil case, Gareth Gates pillow, Gareth Gates themed email address. But yeah, she couldn't get Gareth Gates in the end, so she had to settle for a Gary instead. So yeah, apart from that though, we did lots of things together over the years. So we were quite into cooking for a bit. So our style of cooking usually involved kind of obliterating chocolate bars in the microwave, so like a Crunchy or a Mars bar, burning them to a crisp. Then we'd usually put them on a biscuit, and that would usually be served up to my mum as a kind of tasty after-work treat. Don't know if you remember that, Mum. Sorry about that. So yeah, we were both quite into ghost hunting as well. So we were both quite into that show Most Haunted. I don't know if you remember that. I think Becca fancied herself to be a bit of a Derek Acora. So sometimes we were walking home from school, just as you do, she'd try to contact the spirit world. So one time actually we were really terrified. We thought we had contacted the spirit world, but it just ended up being my mum in a Fiat Punto giving us a lift home. Some of my fondest memories are just messing around with you, playing music, writing really emo songs together. I don't care how terrible we were. We had some great times. Gary. No, you won't get away with it. I just want to say, Gary, I'm so happy for you and Becca. I remember when she first told me about you, actually, and we had lots of phone conversations where she told me about the guy at the pub. So that kind of evolved a little bit. So it was, oh, you know, the guy I chat to on my break, and the guy that gets me cups of tea when I'm feeling stressed. And yeah, and soon it became clear that you were Gary, the guy at the pub who was very caring and thoughtful, and it was very clear that Becca thought a hell of a lot of you. And I'm really glad that you lived up to those expectations when I met you. You're so laid back, you're really down to earth, you've got a great sense of humour, and it'd be really hard not to get along with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, those that are able, could I ask you please to stand for the entrance of the bride. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the North Yorkshire Registration Service, I would like to welcome all of you here today to the beautiful Tinithwaite Priory Bar. My name is Anita Joyce, and I am the registrar that will be conducting the ceremony here today for Gary and Rebecca. And my colleague joining me today is Julie, and Julie has the very important task of registering this very happy event in her marriage register. She will also produce the marriage certificate at the end of the ceremony. So I'd now like to ask who brings Rebecca in marriage to Gary. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Thank you.
Please, if you would hand your flowers over to your sister. Thank you. Well, I wasn't going to invite you to hold hands, but you're already doing so. That's wonderful.
Eager.
I think we're ready to begin. Before we actually do start the ceremony, I need you both to confirm your names in full. So yours first, please, Gary.
Gary Stephen Wirt.
Thank you. And
Rebecca Charlotte Farrell.
perfect. We're ready now. So this place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. And you are gathered here to witness the joining in matrimony of Gary Stephen Wirt and Rebecca Charlotte Farrell. If there is any person here today who knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, they should declare it now. Gosh, that's not right, is
That's
it?
good, isn't it?
It's a good sign.
Very good. So before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you both of the solemn and the binding character of the vows that you are about to make. Now, marriage in this country is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. So now I'm going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you do not know of any lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. So by repeating the words after me, I will ask you first, please, Gary. I declare that I know
I declare that I know
no legal reason
of no legal reason
why I, Gary Stephen Wirt,
why I, Gary Stephen Wirt,
may not be joined
may not be joined
in marriage
to
Rebecca Charlotte Farrell.
Rebecca Charlotte Farrell.
Perfect. And now please, Rebecca, repeat the words after me. I declare that I know
I declare that I know
of no legal reason
of no legal reason
why I, Rebecca Charlotte Farrell,
why I, Rebecca Charlotte Farrell,
may not be joined in marriage
may not be joined in marriage
to Gary Stephen Wirt.
to Gary Stephen Wirt.
Well, now Gary and Rebecca wish to marry. For in each other's company they have found fulfilment and love. And as a consequence of this love, they have grown closer to each other and now wish to affirm publicly their relationship and to offer each other the security that comes from vows sincerely made and faithfully kept. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have our first reading. Could I please invite Matt forward, who will address that reading? And Matt is right there. So Matt, can I invite you to walk over here? Please don't stand up.
It's a big one.
When you look into her eyes and she's looking back at yours, everything feels not quite normal. Because you feel stronger and weaker at the same time. You feel excited and at the same time terrified. The truth is, you don't know what to feel, except you know the kind of man you want to be. It is as if you've reached the unreachable.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, why not?
I guess no applause.
Well, now marriage must be entered into freely, voluntarily, and with the full and unreserved consent of you both. So therefore, do you, Gary, take Rebecca here present to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Thank you. Do you, Rebecca, take Gary here present to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Well, that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, the solemn moment has come for Gary and Rebecca to make the contract of their marriage before all of you as their witnesses. So, please, would you now turn to face each other? I would like you, please, to say these words directly to one another, and starting with you, please, Gary. I, Gary Stephen Wirt,
I, Gary Stephen Wirt,
take you, Rebecca Charlotte Farrell,
take you, Rebecca Charlotte Farrell,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
Would you Rebecca say these words to you? I, Rebecca Charlotte Farrell,
I, Rebecca Charlotte Farrell,
take you, Gary Stephen Wirt,
take you, Gary Stephen Wirt,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have our second reading. Could I please invite Karen forward, who will address that reading? Thank you, Karen.
Got sweaty palms. Me too.
This is how love is like owning a dog. First of all, it's a big responsibility, especially in a city like Leeds, to think long and hard before deciding on love. On the other hand, love gives you a sense of security. When you're walking down the street late at night and you have a leash on love, ain't no one gonna mess with you, because crooks and muggers think love is unpredictable. Who knows what love could do in its own defense? On cold winter's nights, love is warm. It lies between you and lives and breathes. and makes funny noises. Love wakes you up at all hours of the night with its needs. It needs to be fed so it will grow and stay healthy. Love doesn't like being left alone for long, but come home and love is always happy to see you. It may break a few things accidentally in its passion for life, but you can never be mad at love for long. Is love good all the time? No. No, love can be bad. Bad love, very bad love. Love makes messes. Love leaves you little surprises here and there. Love leaves lots of cleaning up after. Sometimes you just want to get love fixed. Sometimes you want to roll up a piece of newspaper and swat love on the nose. Not so much to cause pain, just to let love know, don't you ever do that again. Sometimes love just wants to get out for a nice long walk, because love loves exercise. It'll run you around the block, leave you panting, breathless, pull you in different directions at once, or wind itself around and around you until you're all wound up and you cannot move. Love makes you meet people wherever you go. People who have nothing in common but love to stop and talk to each other in the streets. Throw things away and love will bring them back again. And again and again. But most of all, love needs love. Lots of it. And in return, love loves you and never stops.
So we now come to the giving of the wedding rings, and this is a traditional ancient way of sealing the contract that you have made, and it's an outward sign of the lifelong promises that you have made to one another. So could I please invite George forward with those rings? So George, if you open the box and offer it first to Gary, please. Take out the bride's ring. Third finger left hand, please, Gary, and say these words as you're placing that ring down. Rebecca, I give you this ring.
Rebecca, I give you this ring.
As a symbol of my love and affection.
As a symbol of my love and affection.
Please wear it with a feeling of warmth and pride.
Please wear it with a feeling of warmth and pride.
Now and always.
Now and always.
Make sure that ring's firmly placed, and so it is. That's wonderful. So George, if you would now offer the box so that Rebecca may take out Gary's ring. Thank you very much indeed, George. Once more, third finger left hand, that's the bell. You say these words as you're placing that ring down. Gary, I give you this ring.
Gary, I give you this ring.
As a token of my love and affection.
As a token of my love and affection.
And in recognition of our shared life together.
Sorry.
That's okay. And in recognition.
And in recognition.
Of our shared life together.
Of our shared life together.
Wear it with feelings of love and joy.
Wear it with feeling of love and joy. Always.
That's it. And that ring, once more, is firmly. Well, now, the purpose of marriage is that you may always love, care for, and support each other through all the joys and the sorrows of life. And that love may be fulfilled in a relationship of a permanent and a continuing commitment. And I am sure that everybody gathered here today will trust that these words will come true for you both. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you are able, could I ask you please to stand? Gary and Rebecca, you have both made the declarations prescribed by law, and you have made a solemn and a binding contract with each other in the presence of your family and all your friends that are gathered here today. Therefore, it is indeed a privilege and also my very great pleasure for me to tell you are now legally married, and you are indeed husband and wife. Congratulations. behalf of Julie and myself, we wish you a very happy day. And family and friends all around you, the sun is even shining. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day. However, much more importantly, I would hope that you would all agree with me in saying, when we wish you both a very long and a very happy married life together.
You too.
The marriage certificate is presented to you both with our very best wishes. So, ladies and gentlemen, very shortly our bride and groom will be leaving you to go down the stairs, and there is going to be rather a wonderful confetti moment. I believe you all have a little box of confetti. We're going to ask you to just gather around the entry in the glass area here and we'll give confetti out. Before we do that, as we will be standing. As I give to you your bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Wet. There we go.
So I'm George, I'm Gary's best man. Literally, let me tell you what that means. That means I am the best man he knows. So out of all of you, I'm the best. No offence, but I am. So that either means more about him or more about me, who knows. Bear with me over the next 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, depends how much I want to divulge, but we'll see. So I've worked, lived and slept with Gary. And to be honest, it got to the stage where me and Becca just said, one of us has to do it and take the plunge. It came to a coin flip in the end. It was 50-50. You can see who won. And it might surprise you that I've never been asked to be a best man before. No, really, never. I don't know how you think I'm doing, Gary. I think I'm done. Spot on, there we go. I mean, the stag was a roaring success. It was really good. I mean, the theme of the stag, though, what everyone didn't understand was it was the worst stag ever, was the theme, which I was really proud of Stephen and his uncle Paul for fully embracing that theme and putting no effort in whatsoever. That really meant a lot. It really... Uncle Alan! Uncle Alan! Who's Alan? Who's Paul? My uncle's Paul. Jay's Uncle Alan. You told me a fake name, that's how crap you are. So, hang on. You've thrown me off now, the wrong name. So the roaring success, so basically the idea was some of his friends didn't even turn up. They really embraced the worst stag thing. We really got that down. And people kept disappearing, that was fun. We had to search around for his father around York, you know, they really got into the whole worst stag theme ever. We really nailed that. So basically, ages ago, Becca sent me a template for what my speech should be, which is what a best man should include in his speech, which I lost a long time ago, because this wedding's just been, you know, we all know it's been going on and on and on. So what I have to do was I have to Google it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our way through what Google said I had to do. So number 1, introduce myself. I think I did that. I did that bit anyway, didn't I? But I'll just say a little bit about me. I'm a Leo. I have interests in French cookery. I'm also interested in archery and films of the Italian era from 1943 to 1944. Number 2, it says thank the organisers. Now, I didn't really know what to do here because who is that? Didn't know, to be honest. Is it Becca? Is it? Did you organise this? I think it was Becca's family. Thank you very much for organising this, and God organised this. But in actual fact, I got these two together, so I'm going to thank me. So it was all down to me this happened. Yeah, thank you. So, I mean, we can look at technicalities of, we're having a wedding, but really none of this would actually be going on if I didn't exist. So, you know, we can all thank me properly in person later, as long as you've got an interest in archery Italian film or French cookery. That's absolutely fine. So next thing I was told was number 3 was messages from people who couldn't be here today. Now, no one actually gave me any messages from people who couldn't be here, so I just had to presume who you'd want here and contact them individually and work out what they might have said, because not many of them got back to me, I won't lie. But I contacted Leeds legend Lucas Wetherby for Gary. That was a good one. He's a Leeds legend. Gary loves him. He's your hero, isn't he? And a quote, he said, "Please stop harassing me. I have no idea who they are or what wedding you're referring to." So that was nice, wasn't it? That was a nice little mention from Lucas Wetherby there. Becca, for you, I contacted Dumbledore. Oh, he said, "Have a magical day." It's a good joke. It's actually a joke, that. I wrote that one. John Lennon, you wanted him here, didn't you? He said, "A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality." Not a word, don't understand any of it. That guy's off his head, isn't he? Nutter. Gandhi, spoke to him. He said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." Keep it like Gandhi, I said. I don't think he knew it was a wedding. Bit weird, that bloke. Won't lie. So that's messages from people who couldn't be here. Sorry about that. Number 4. Story about how we... Oh, sorry for me and Gary. That's a funny anecdote. That's what Google said. Tell a funny anecdote. Don't really have many of them. Me and Gary never laughed a lot. But I have one, which is kind of a weird one, isn't it? Once me and Gary went to the cinema and do you remember I invited a bloke off the internet? So we were stood there and I bought 3 tickets. We went to see Deadpool. And then Gary said, "While we're waiting, why have you bought 3 tickets?" I went, I've invited a guy I met on the internet. So this bloke turned up, didn't he? He did. He didn't have any money for a ticket and he paid me in PlayStation controllers. That's actually a true story. But then the lad got stuck in his coat for 45 minutes and he just couldn't get out of his coat. It was very weird, wasn't it? But anyway, me and Gary decided we liked him enough that we'd invite him again to our next cinema outing. But I told him the wrong cinema. So he was sat in Bradford saying, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm in Leeds watching 4. Where are you?" Pretty weird. Anyway, that's a funny anecdote. Number 5, offer some advice to the newlyweds. Okay, I had 2 theories on this. I actually did my part on this and I asked some people, can't even speak, and they had 2 bits of advice. Number 1, opposite shifts. One of you works nights, never see each other. That was a nurse. 38 years they'd been married and she'd seen her husband twice in 10. Number 2, swinging. Okay? I did a lot of research into this and the wives looked ecstatic. I'm not lying, they were literally screaming about how happy they were. And the husbands looked broken and miserable, but yeah, I think that's marriage anyway. But the wives, that's how to keep it together. Number 6, complimentary words to the bride. You look very nice today, Becca. You look absolutely lovely. Number 7, give mention to the bridesmaids. Hello, bridesmaids. You did brilliantly, everybody did. It was very nice. Thank you. Number 9. Number 9, where's number 8? I knew it, I can't write. Speak from the heart about the couple. Swear there's another one though, but never mind. So, in all truthness though, I've been here since day 1, since you 2 were whispering in my ear about how you liked each other, and it was absolutely, mind-numbingly boring. But I mean, to see you come full circle, and you took care of me actually. I moved in with you, literally just mothered me and fathered me for 2 years of my life. But yeah, but to see you come full circle to where we are today, it's a beautiful journey you've gone through, and I'm sure there's plenty more to go through. And it's true love, it definitely is. You're definitely made for each other. I don't have a funny quip for that, but you are. Yeah, and it's honestly, I wish you all the best from the bottom of my heart, because it's beautiful to see how happy you are and how you look today. It's an honour to be asked to be your best man, so it really means the world to me. So I would like to raise our glasses, and actually this is to true love, and anybody who's single in the room can only wish for what you 2 have got, and good news to love. So to Gary and Becca, everybody.
lastly, I'd like to thank Becca. Basically, I'd like to thank you for the beginning, for now, and for the future. And yeah.